next one is a chair dip and a jump squat. So everybody grab a free chair. Anywhere you like. Oh, I must, I'll remind me, send me an email, I'll make sure I get it on there. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so chair dip. We're gonna have our hands on the sides of the chair. And heels on the ground for the more difficult dip, or feet flat if you want to start out a little easier. Then you can use your legs a little bit to help yourself. Okay, so we're just gonna go down, try to achieve 90 degrees with that arm, and press up. You're gonna feel the work here in the chest, shoulders, and tricep. I'm just gonna check everybody. Nice job, y'all have done these before. This workout can be done anywhere that has a chair. Right, so if you're traveling on the road somewhere, you can do this right in your hotel room. You can do it at home on the floor, as long as you have a chair. All right, looks like we're good on those. We're gonna superset that with a jump squat. If a jump squat is too difficult for you, you can just do a standard squat. Jump squat, you reach down, bring your hands behind the back, then jump up towards the ceiling and reload. So land soft. When you land, nice deep knee bend, okay? So reach back, jump up. Careful of the ceiling if you're back there. Nice job, nice job. Man, we got some good jump squats here, getting off the ground. Let's get 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Looking good. All right, and again, if we were doing the full workout, we'd go through that 3 times. Last one, we're gonna do a plank and our line drill. Plank, I know the carpet's a little rough, so if you don't want to do it on your forearms, you can do a regular plank on your hands too. A standard plank is on your forearms, and then you can modify it to your hands if you want. But the key with a plank, to call it a plank, is because it's a nice, flat, straight board, right? So this is not a plank because my booty's up in the air, and this isn't a plank because I'm sagging. So try to keep that rear end about level with your shoulders, and then relax your neck. Just look at the floor, keep a nice spine angle through the neck, and look straight down. See some good planks out there? Very nice. A modification for this is on your knees. I'm sorry I forgot to tell you about that.
So you just hold
in position, yes. Now I will show you some modifications for fun. Hold 4 more seconds if you can, and then I'll show you a quick modification for it. So if you want to make it more challenging, you can do opposite arm and leg reach, like so. Or if you can do all hands and legs at the same time, I gotta come talk to you, that's pretty good. And you can do hand walks too, so you can go up onto the hands, and then back to the forearms, I like those. And you can do the same thing with one leg off the ground too, so you can play around with that. And then last, we'll finish our last cardio piece with a line drill. So draw an imaginary line for yourself on the floor, both feet on one side of that line. And we're just gonna jump side to side over that line. Don't let your feet hit it. With the beat if you want to, or whatever speed you like. Good job. So we're gonna do 20 of these, and we'll switch the drill. Good job. 10 more. Keep moving. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both feet on either side of your imaginary line. Let's crisscross the feet. Back out, crisscross, back out. 20 of these. Again with the beat if you want, or just whatever speed you like. And you can always just jog in place if you don't like this drill. And let's go 10 more. 9, 8, almost done. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, give yourself a hand. Good job. That was awesome. I've got some quick tidbits on nutrition. We've got 7 minutes left. Quick sip of water if you want. And I'll show you this. So we can get strength and cardio in about 30 minutes, right? It's,
what's the question there? What's the column there with pounds?
That would be if, that's just kind of my standard workout log. If you were doing your static lunge, for example, and you added some dumbbells to it. Any resistance that you would add to an exercise. Now those those I made so that you could do with just your body weight only. But there's that option to add resistance as you get stronger. So real quick, a couple of quick things on nutrition because I know we're running short on time here. I just want to talk a little bit about eating for nutrient density and eating around your workouts. So I had some questions about, well, I know what to eat, but how do I fit that in with my workouts? And I'll explain, it's actually quite individualistic. So real quick, you know, the American diet is energy rich but nutrient poor, just in case y'all didn't know. I think we all probably know that.
Sure.
So I think maybe just as a nation, we might be focusing too much on what not to eat. Don't eat this, don't eat this, don't eat this, don't eat this, don't eat that. But maybe we're not really, okay, we know. We're intelligent people, we know, let's don't eat donuts, let's don't eat blah, 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 McDonald's, whatever. But we need to know what to eat, I think. So I'd like to share a little bit about that. When we say nutrient-rich foods, we're focusing on foods such as fruits, vegetables, low-fat dairy, and whole grains. Those are nutrient-dense. So they did this study with 97 overweight women, and they had one group of women focusing on eating nutrient-rich foods, and then one that was just focused on a low-fat diet. And you'll see there, the folks focused on the nutrient-rich foods lost an average of 17 pounds in a year, which is a nice, safe amount of weight to lose in a year. And that was 20% more than the women they had on a low-fat diet only. And, you know, they didn't even tell the women that were eating nutrient-rich stuff to worry about their fat. All they were doing was just incorporating more nutrient-rich foods. So that's interesting to me. So basically getting more nutrients for your calories. And I was talking earlier with some folks that work at Hills. There's a good dog food example. Hills is a premium pet food that is very nutrient-rich versus some of the pet foods out there that may not be. And their premise partly is, you know, look, our food might be a little bit more expensive, but you're actually getting more nutrients for your money. So your dog's going to actually be eating less food in the long term because they're getting what they need. Well, we're the same way. You know, if we're eating more fruits and vegetables and whole grains, we're actually getting more nutrients for our calories. You're going to stay full longer, because your body's actually getting the things that you need instead of crud. So think of it that way. Another basis for this, a recent study in Sweden found that fiber can greatly increase weight loss by helping you stay full and also reduces the absorption of fat. So it's pretty cool. You eat foods that are high in protein and high in fiber, and that actually turns on this hormone in your brain, the PYY hormone they call it. It actually tells your brain, hey, I'm full, I've got what I need. So it's pretty neat. Whereas if you just maybe have, you know, a box of French fries or something, it's not very nutrient dense, you're not going to stay full very long because it's something your body doesn't need. And there's some other examples of fruits, veggies, and then other high fiber foods. This is an example of nutrient-rich meal plan. If you can't see it very well, email me and I'll send you the actual PowerPoint presentation. Notice chocolate milk on there. I'll go over that more in a second. Chocolate milk's actually pretty good for you if you use it the right way. Quick game. Which one's, just say left or right, which one's more nutrient-rich? Yes, correct. Left or right?
Left.
Good. Why the left one? Right.
It's chicken and vegetable. It's a whole wheat crust, whereas the other one is real like that. Pepperoni, your sausage, your meatballs.
Exactly. So when you're looking at that, you're thinking, okay, fresh veggies, like you said, the wheat or the crust is whole wheat. It's got chicken versus ham and pepperoni, which are higher fat sources of protein.
And just so you all know, Via's pizza place over off of Gage, you know what I'm talking about? They do whole wheat crust, they'll do veggie pizzas, and they do gluten-free.
Hey, that's good. Thank you for sharing. That's really good. Okay, next one here. It's a tricky one. I got tricky on you. I would say those are both nutrient dense. So that was a tricky one. Both low-fat source of protein, both have nice sources of veggies, and they just look good. How about this one? Right. Okay. Yep. Whole grain bread, lower fat protein source, no mayo, or light mayo, I should say. Okay. So eating around the workout. Any combination of complex carbohydrates like a whole grain bread or brown rice with a simple sugar carb like a piece of fruit with any low-fat protein is perfect pre or post-workout. It's a good way to load your body and get ready for a workout, and it's a good way to recover.
We're talking how much time before the actual workout?
That's a good question, and that's exactly my next bullet here. It's really individualistic. I get up at 5 in the morning and I work out at 5:30, and I can't eat before I work out then. And I have a good high-performance workout. That's
Are you
me.
talking weights or cardio?
Both. Some folks, if they eat too close before they work out, and that varies per person, it might be a half an hour or 2 hours, just depending on how you assimilate nutrients. It's really individualistic. You might feel sluggish and not have a very good workout. If you don't have enough food before you work out, that's where the performance comes in. You might feel lightheaded, dizzy. So pre-workout, think of, what do I need to perform well? If you have a good workout and it's first thing in the day, I should say, and you have a good workout and you don't need to eat anything, great. That's just fine, because you're probably still assimilating some things from the day before. However, if it's 6 hours into your day, and you haven't eaten for 4 hours, and your metabolism's already going and everything, that might be a good time to say, hey, I need to look at 30, 60, maybe even 90 minutes before I work out. So I would think of it that way, and it's really trial and error. It really is, and it's different foods for everybody too. Maybe a light protein shake would be a good pre-workout meal for you. Or maybe you can handle, a sandwich and some fruit. It's really what you can assimilate. And you'll know, especially if you do a good job of tracking your workouts, you'll look and see, oh gosh, I felt great through this whole workout and I got this much sleep the night before. I mean, it depends on how much you look at, but you can really find out a lot about yourself if you write things down. So this is just the composition that we look at for post-workout recovery. You want something that has 10 to 20 grams of protein and anywhere between 30 to 60 grams of carbohydrates. Relatively low fat, staying with those low-fat protein sources like low-fat dairy or low-fat meat sources. So basically a 3 or 4 to 1 ratio of carbs to protein. I know I'm running out of time, so I'm going to try to hurry up. So these are just some recovery ideas. They're in your handout. You can check those out. And they're certainly not limited to this. It's really endless. There's a lot of good things to have for recovery.
Let me go back right quick.
Yeah.
That's the time thing, after your workout. Is
Oh.
there about a 40, 45-minute window?
30 minutes is really your window for carbohydrates.
Good.
You should have some source of carbohydrates. That's a good question. Some source of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, they've argued back and forth what's the most important. I say, just try to get carbohydrates, protein, and low-fat source, or carbohydrates and fat and a low-fat source of protein post-workout. But 30 minutes after you work out is your window to get carbohydrates back into your body. 60 minutes.
We're not talking a candy bar either, are we?
No. That's
All
good.
right.
That's good. So chocolate milk is my post-workout choice because it's fast, it's easy, and it's actually quite good for you. They did a study and they based it against Gatorade, which we all know is a popular post-workout drink, and Endurox R4. And this was before Gatorade came out with their Gatorade protein drink. This was done in 2006, and it showed that low-fat chocolate milk, we're not talking about getting the old jar of chocolate syrup out and dumping it into some whole milk. No, we're talking about low-fat chocolate milk, but it's a great source of carbohydrates from multiple sources. Obviously, you get all your branched-chain amino acids in it, and a good source of protein. Relatively inexpensive if you compare it to maybe a whey protein or something. And I like the taste of it, so I think it's great. The question you have to ask yourself is, if you have this big jug of chocolate milk in your fridge, are you going to have it post-workout, or are you going to have it, all the time? So that's up to you as far as your willpower is concerned. But if you just have it post-workout, or maybe a couple times a day, it's a good post-workout drink. Here's a couple additional resources. This workout, along with my full body workout, and I'm going to always be adding presentations and workouts to this. Check that out. That's our Health Quest YouTube page. Thanks, Cheryl. And then this is actually Cheryl's blog right here. And then we have guest bloggers on every once in a while. Sometimes I'll go on there and some other folks. So I zoomed through the very last part of it, but does anybody have any questions on anything? About the workout or nutrient density or anything? Did anybody have fun at all?
Yeah.
All right.